Part 3. This is going to be shorter video than the other ones. Let's get down to it. Number 11. If you're driving in the barrios, if you get out of Poblado, which I encourage you to do, just don't go to like Barrio at nighttime. Okay, I'm talking about driving during the day. Okay. Anyways, you're driving through the barrios. The less helmets that you see, the more in the barrio you're getting. Okay. In Colombia, there's it's called a strata system, where there's 6 stratas. One being like the no-go zone, like it's just poor as can be. 6 being Poblado and Bigado, like the really nice areas. Okay. And so like if you're starting to get into like the strata 3, maybe even a strata 2, no one's going to be wearing a helmet. So be cognizant of that. If half the people are wearing a helmet, you're good. If no one's wearing a helmet, start looking around for an exit. Okay. Or if you don't care and it's during the day, you're confident, all good. You can drive. I'm just saying, and you'll notice this too. Okay, I'm just saying a good rule of thumb is the less helmets you see, the more ghetto the barrio. Okay. Number 12. The speed limits here are in kilometers an hour, number 1, and they're lower. Okay. There is no real like interstate system like there is in the States. There's highways, but in these highways, you're not going to be going like 90 miles an hour. I mean, you can if you want, but the speed limit's a lot lower. And if you are in Medellin, there's a lot of speed trap cameras that you should really be cognizant about. I have like $1,000 in speeding tickets because I don't follow them. I need to pay those. Stemming off the point, be cognizant of that. On Waze, the application Waze, which is a Google Maps, Apple Maps alternative, they have the cameras on the Waze application. When you're driving, you can anticipate, because you see where the camera is, you can anticipate where to slow down so you don't get that ticket. Okay, these cameras are really nice. They're going to snap a picture and they're going to send you your ticket in the mail. If you're renting a vehicle, it'll send it to the rental agency, or if you're renting a motorcycle, it'll send it to the rental motorcycle place, and then you'll have to pay the tickets. Right? It sucks, and they're not cheap. They're just as much as the States. Okay, so the police aren't going to be pulling you over, as aforementioned in part 2. They're not going to pull you over for crossing the double lines or doing anything like that. Okay, and they're also not going to pull you over for speeding. Honestly, I don't really see the police ever pulling anybody over. However, if you're within the city, turn on the Waze so you can see where the cameras are so you don't get speed trapped. Also, if it's on your Pica Placa, that's how they catch you on that too. It's these cameras, and they're all throughout the city of Medellin, so be very wary of those. Okay? Also, it's a pretty, like, if you're thinking like I was, well, let me just put some mud on my license plate, so that way they can't see anything. There's a pretty hefty fine for that. If the transit sees that, pulls you over, they can take your vehicle, they can take your motorcycle, okay? So it's just not worth it. If you want to go fast, just get outside the city, get on the highway, go, no problem there. You're not going to get pulled over or anything like that. Just within the city, and this is only like really in the nicer areas, like you're not going to see it in like some of the barrio or places, like you're not going to see speed trap cameras or anything. As a matter of fact, you'll see people running red lights and stuff, and treating the red lights like a yield sign, stuff like that, which I mentioned in part 2. But yeah, just be careful about the dang on cameras, because they'll get you. They will get you. And that wraps up part 3.